Hello dear students of class 12th. My today's video lecture is based on polar and non-polar molecule as well as a very important phenomena called dielectric polarization. Dear students, this topic is related with material physics. When any material is kept in external magnetic field, what changes occur inside the material? That we are going to share with you today. In this topic, dear students, my first focus will be what is the basic difference between dielectric and insulator. When we think in terms of macroscopic view, we say that both are same. Materials which are insulator are also dielectric, or materials which are dielectric are also insulators. But if we go in microscopic view, there is little bit difference between insulator as well as dielectric. Dear students, dielectric are such type of materials which never allows charge to flow through them, but transfer electrical properties from one place to other. Whereas insulators are such type of materials which never transfer electrical properties from one place to other and also never allow charge to flow through them. Besides this, there are few more differences between them. Dielectric, when kept in external electric field region, stores electrical energy, whereas no electrical energy is stored by insulator when kept in external electric field region. Dielectric constant value of dielectric is very high as compared to that of insulator. When dielectric materials are kept in external magnetic field region, they get polarized, whereas when insulators are kept in external magnetic field region, there is no polarization phenomena there. All the dielectrics are insulators, whereas all the insulators are not dielectric. Important dielectric materials are water, wax, air or vacuum, whereas important insulator materials are mica, cotton, means materials which are having very less value of dielectric constant. So these are the few differences between dielectric as well as insulator. My today's lecture is focused on behavior of dielectric. Dear students, there exist two types of dielectric. Number one, polar dielectric, and number two, non-polar dielectric. You know, every atom consists of positive charge particles as well as negative charge particles. These positive charge particles remains present inside the nucleus called protons, and negative charge particles revolves around the nucleus called electrons. Both proton and electron consist of mass also, and number of protons remains equal to number of electrons. Means number of positive charge remains equal to number of negative charge. The proton remains present inside the nucleus in different locations, but there will be a point where whole mass of all the protons is supposed to be concentrated. That point is called center of gravity of positive charge particles. Similarly, electrons may remain present in different orbits, but there will be a point where whole mass of negatively charged particle will also be concentrated, known as center of gravity of negative charge particles. Depending upon the location of these two center of gravities, we have divided dielectric into two categories. Number one, polar dielectric, and number two, non-polar dielectric. Dear students, polar dielectric are such type of materials in which center of gravity of positive charge particle and center of gravity of negative charge particle do not coincide with each other. They remain present at different places. And as they remain present in different places, we can say that two equal magnitude opposite nature charges are kept at different places, so they are forming a dipole. Hence each atom made up of polar material will have some dipole moment value. Why? Because center of gravity of positive and negative charge particle are having some separation. It means there is some dipole length, hence there will be some dipole moment value. So such type of materials in which each atom consists of some dipole moment value, because the center of gravity of both the types of charges are not coinciding with each other, known as polar dielectric. Example, water. Example, ammonia, HCl. Other so many examples are present. Similarly, if center of gravity of positive and negative charge particle are coinciding, means both are at same place, means there is no dipole length between two opposite nature charges, such type of material is known as non-polar dielectric materials. These materials never consist of any dipole moment value. For example, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and so on. So all the dielectrics are of two types, either they will be polar or they will be non-polar. Polar means when each atom will have some dipole moment value. Non-polar means when each atom will have no dipole moment value. Now when such type of materials, whether polar or non-polar dielectrics, are kept in external electric field region, then what happens? This is very interesting to understand, and if we are able to understand it, very easily we can give the answers of so many queries, so many conceptual questions which are given in your textbook as well as which are generally asked in the competitive exams. Suppose we have a slab made up of polar dielectric, and by taking two plates having opposite nature charges, we have created an uniform electric field region having intensity E0 acting from positive to negative charge. This is uniform electric field region having intensity E0. In this uniform electric field region, we are creating or we are placing slab. Dear students, when we have taken slab without uniform electric field region, and since this slab is made up of polar dielectric, you have said that in each polar dielectric, each atom consists of some dipole moment value. These dipoles remains distributed in each direction. These are the dipole, or these are the single atoms. This is the picture of polar slab when no electric field is applied. Each atom is having some dipole moment value, but since distribution is random, net dipole moment becomes 0. Now as soon as this polar slab is kept here, all the dipoles which was distributed randomly, because of this field, start experiencing torque, and this torque help each dipole to align in the direction of field. And as each dipole gets aligned in the direction of field, now the dipole moment of each atom is not going to cancel other. The dipole moment of all the atoms will combine, so material will have some dipole moment which is called induced dipole moment. So we can say that though in polar dielectric individual atom consists of some dipole moment value, but due to random distribution of these dipoles, net dipole moment remains zero when no external field is applied. But as soon as we apply the external field, all the dipoles start experiencing torque in same direction. As a result, all dipoles align in same direction. Hence, material consists of some dipole moment value which is called induced dipole moment value. Suppose we have taken slab made up of non-polar dielectric in which no atom is having dipole moment in the beginning, as both the center of gravities are coinciding with each other. So this is the slab made up of non-polar material. Positive and negative charge center of gravities are coinciding with each other. And as positive and negative charge center of gravities are coinciding with each other, no dipole moment is associated with each atom. Hence, no dipole moment remains associated with whole slab. No dipole moment. Now what happens when we place the slab in external electric field region? As soon as this non-polar slab is kept in external electric field region having intensity E0 acting from left to right, each center of gravity experiences force in opposite direction. Negative center of gravity will experience electric force from positive plate, and positive center of gravity will experiences electric force from negative plate. So when both the center of gravities will experiences force in opposite direction, they get separated. Here positive charge center of gravity will present, and here negative charge center of gravity will develop. Here positive charge center of gravity, here negative charge center of gravity. जो पहले आपस में कोइंसाइड कर रही थी वो एक दूसरे से अलग हो गई. नो क्वेश्चन ये कब तक अलग होंगी, कब तक भागेंगी? आंसर ये है कि इन दोनों के बीच लगने वाला इलेक्ट्रिकल फोर्स जब दोनों प्लेट्स के द्वारा डेवलप आउटर इलेक्ट्रिकल फोर्स के बराबर हो जाएगा, तब ये सिचुएशन ख़त्म हो जाएगी, तब ये सेंटर ऑफ ग्रेविटी का सेपरेशन बढ़ना बंद हो जाएगा. तो द पिक्चर शोज दैट एज सुन एज non-polar slab is kept in external electric field region, as center of gravity which were coinciding in the beginning having some separation, so each molecule or each atom is having some dipole moment. Hence whole slab also consists of some dipole moment known as induced dipole moment. So in general we can say that polar materials individual atom consists of some dipole moment, but due to random distribution no net dipole moment exists. But as soon as polar slab is kept in external electric field region, we get some induced dipole moment value. Similarly, in non-polar dielectric materials, since center of gravities are coinciding with each other, so there is no dipole moment associated with each atom. So no dipole moment associated with whole material in the external field, in the absence of external field. But as soon as the slab made up of non-polar material is kept in external electric field region, due to separation developed between the center of gravities, each atom consists of some dipole moment, hence whole slab consists of some dipole moment. So both the types of slab, whether made up of polar material or non-polar material, in the absence of external field, possess no dipole moment value. But as they are kept in external electric field region, both the types of slab starts possessing some dipole moment, which is called induced dipole moment. And this phenomena is known as dielectric polarization. Dielectric polarization is the phenomena in which whenever slab made up of dielectric material, either polar or non-polar, is kept in external electric field region, some dipole moment gets induced across the slab, which is known as induced dipole moment. Now dear students, we are going again inside the material. Suppose we have a non-polar material slab, and this is the picture when external field is applied. Let across each atom positive or negative charge magnitude is q and separation between them is x naught. In the beginning this x naught was 0, so no dipole moment was associated with each atom. But as now this x naught is having some value, so some induced dipole moment will be associated with each atom. That induced dipole moment will be induced dipole moment per atom will be q into x naught, magnitude of either charge multiplied by separation between two charges. If we take capital N as number of dipoles per unit volume, then total dipole moment induced per unit volume will be N into Q into X naught. This is total dipole moment per unit volume. This is called induced dipole moment density or electric polarization vector. Electric polarization vector represented by P, capital P. So this capital P is what? Dipole moment induced per unit volume, also known as induced dipole moment density, also called electric polarization vector. It will be calculated by using formula N into Q into X naught. Equation number 1. Dear students, more electric field we apply, more will be the separation between the CGs, because more force both the CGs will experience in outer direction. So we can say that small p is dipole moment per atom. Dipole moment per atom varies directly with E naught. This small p is dipole moment per atom varies directly with E naught, and as we remove the proportionality sign, we introduce epsilon naught into alpha into E naught. Here term alpha is called atomic or molecular polarizability. Its unit is unit of volume, means meter cube. For different dielectrics, the value of alpha is different. The range of alpha is 10 to the power minus 29 to 10 to the power minus 30 meter cube. This is the value of alpha. This is the range of alpha in different dielectrics. Small p is induced dipole moment per atom. Capital P is total induced dipole moment per your volume, also called induced dipole moment density or electric polarization vector. If we see this picture and if we take or assume a closed loop like this, inside the closed loop, amount of positive and amount of negative charge is equal, so net charge is 0, but towards left of this closed loop there is positive charge and towards right of the closed loop there is negative charge. This is called induced charge. So this closed loop right portion is having positive induced charge, this closed loop left portion is having negative induced charge, because of which one more electric field setups inside the material from positive induced charge towards negative induced charge. This electric field is called induced electric field. And this is very important point to keep in the mind, that whenever any material, dielectric material is kept in external electric field region, besides external electric field which is applied by us, one more electric field develops whose direction is opposite to the direction of external field, and this field is called E induced. So net electric field across the material will be E external minus E induced. This is equation number 3. Means in general way we can say that whenever slab is kept in external electric field region, net electric field across the slab decreases, because it is the difference of external and induced. Now we will try to find the value of induced electric field. We know that according to Gauss theorem, E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught. Since we are inside the material, so it will be epsilon. This sigma will be induced because charge induced की वजह से induced electric field develop हो रही है. Now sigma induced will be charge induced upon A into epsilon. If we take the length of this particular loop as y and do some mathematical calculation, multiply by y and divide by y, this will give total dipole moment induced, and area into length will give volume, so this will give total dipole moment induced per unit volume, and total dipole moment induced per unit volume is represented by capital P. This is equation number 4. So net electric field across the slab will be total dipole moment induced per unit volume divided by permittivity of the medium present here. Duserin's experiments indicates that total dipole moment induced per unit volume varies directly with net electric field inside the material. As we remove proportionality sign, we introduce a constant. It is pronunciated by term chi, chi, chi. This is equation number 5. Here term chi, chi, is called electric susceptibility. The value of electrical susceptibility tells us electrical behavior of this dielectric. how much electrical properties a dielectric can transfer, that will be decided by this value. More value means more electrical properties will be transferred, less value means less electrical properties will be transferred. It is a pure number, it don't have any unit. So if we use this particular these two, equation 4 and equation 5 here, in equation 3, E net is equal to E induced, E external minus E induced, and E induced is P by epsilon, and the value of P is epsilon into chi into E by epsilon. Again, this is E induced. E net is E external minus E induced, and the value of E induced is P by epsilon, and the value of P is epsilon chi into E. So we are using equation 4 and equation 5 and equation 3. This epsilon and epsilon will cancel out each other. Take epsilon E left side, sorry, chi into E left side, this will become E naught. Take E common, 1 plus chi is equal to E naught, implies that 1 plus chi is equal to E naught by E, and this E naught by E is known as dielectric constant, because in first chapter I have shared with you that dielectric constant is the ratio of force in air divided by force in medium. Similarly, dielectric constant is the ratio of intensity in air divided by intensity in medium. And this is very, very important relation between electrical susceptibility and the dielectric constant value. Since dielectric constant value of air is 1, so electrical susceptibility of air is 0. Other material consists of dielectric constant value more than 1, so other material will have electrical susceptibility more than 1, that is positive. This formula also tells us that never dielectric constant value of any material will be negative. Either it will be 0 or it will have some positive value. Now on the basis of this relation, now if we are able to understand what is the value of E net and how we are taking E net, because E external and E induced are just opposite to each other, by considering this relation or this relation, now we are in position to explain why different material consists of different dielectric constant value. Whenever dielectric material will be kept in external field, there will be some induced value will be developed beside this external field. Now when induced field will be less, the value of E will be more. When value of E will be more, dielectric constant value will be less. Means जिस मटेरियल के अक्रॉस इंड्यूस इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड कम होगी, उसके अक्रॉस नेट इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड ज़्यादा होगी और उसकी dielectric constant वैल्यू कम होगी. नेट इंड्यूस इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड उन्हीं मेटेरियल कम होती है जिनके पास फ्री इलेक्ट्रॉन्स नहीं होते हैं, मीन्स इंसुलेटर्स. Similarly, when material will have more induced electric field, there will be less E induced, and when there will be less E net, and when there will be less E net, there will be more value of K. जिन material के क्रॉस induced electric field ज़्यादा होगी, उसके क्रॉस net electric field कम होगी और उसके क्रॉस dielectric constant value भी ज़्यादा होगी. In board exam, their question was asked, why water is having more dielectric constant value? What your answer you will say? When water is kept in external electric field region, more induced electric field develop across the water. So net electric field becomes very less. As a result, dielectric constant value of water become very, very high. So this topic is very important. This is material physics, means physics inside the material. On the basis of this topic, we are in position to give the answers of so many queries, so many conceptual questions. I hope आपको ये टॉपिक समझ में आया होगा। इफ़ यू लाइक दिस टॉपिक, इफ़ यू लाइक दिस वीडियो लेक्चर, प्लीज़ डू शेयर, subscribe and comment also. Thank you.